There once was a baby born addicted to dope. Systemic inflammation had constricted his throat. Spent his first few days on a breathing machine, and it's no surprise his mother kept on being a fiend. They hadn't found his dad, so he grew up in the system. Consider his conditions, he had felt like a victim, always feeling conflicted, being raised by strangers. And as you may predict, it only fueled his anger. The only thing his mother left him with was a locket. Too embarrassed to wear it, still it remained in his pocket. He couldn't get adopted, and it messed with his head. It had made him so depressed at times he wished he was dead. He started to get fed up and made attempts at his life, so he took a bunch of pills and cut his arms with a knife. But every time he tried a suicide, he would fail. His efforts were derailed, his death would never prevail. Now rather than just trying to kill his pain, he would numb it, cause his agony was deep and made him sick to his stomach. So to make it go away, he'd medicate and get high, because that's the only way he ever knew to get by. He would do and he'd try anything he could get, always looking for a dealer just to bring him a hit. He just couldn't quit, he couldn't even imagine life without drugs, man, he just couldn't fathom. So he kept on getting high, but his depression progressed, doing drugs to excess until his feelings repressed. He was always stressed, he never managed to cope, no matter if he sniffed a smoke, popped a pill or shot dope, cause none of it would fill that hole inside of his heart. It went deep as his soul and tore his mind all apart. Living life as an addict started to be problematic, and his traumatic upbringing held him back like sciatic. He had never had much, and when he did, it's from stealing. Couldn't keep up with his habit, and he had to start dealing. So years passed by, and I'ma skip the details. He kept on getting high, eventually went to jail. What he did in his past, they caught up to him later. They found his pistol and mask and took all of his paper. But when he got arrested, there was something they missed. He ended up copping a plea, got a slap on the wrist, but he still was pissed. They took all of his cash. He went back to the trap and got high on his stash. So as many before him, he let the cycle continue. And if you look deep down, you'll find a piece of him in you, cause everyone's addicted to one thing or another. It could even be your mother or your sister or brother. Everybody on this planet has some type of addiction, but the ones who do drugs, I looked at like they were different. So he started dealing dope for his plug from the pen, and his 2 or 3 clients quickly turned into 10. 10 turned to 20, then he just lost track, and every penny that he spent on dope he got right back. One day he had a client that it came up short, and she tried to trade some jewelry as a last resort. He told her it depended on how much she wanna spend, so she pulled a golden necklace out with a key on the end. She like, you could use this as collateral, homie. So he gave her a bag and said, you know that you owe me. But when she left out, he started to feel intrigued, because the key on the end seemed to be what he need to open up that locket that he never wear. So he pulled it out his pocket trying to see what's there, but what he saw when it opened left him disturbed. It was a photo of a baby and the lady he served. When he looked at the picture, all the dots connected, and he thought about his mama, she ain't what he expected. He knew she'd be back once she got him his cash, so he thought of what to say and which question to ask. To get himself prepared, he made sure that he's faded, and he still gotta work, so he served while he waited. But when days passed by and she never returned, all he did was get high and forget his concerns. So it caught him off guard when they raided the trap, and when the cops came in, they found a dope on his lap. Phone taps got him selling to an undercover, and the bag he sold the other day to his own mother. They found her slumped over a few blocks away, but when the paramedics came, she was DOA. And that's just reality when you in these streets, the cycle doesn't complete, it only stays on repeat. I said that's just reality when you in these streets, the cycle doesn't complete, it only stays on repeat. So remember that the next time you wanna get high, because the next time you could probably die. Takota, Two Feather, Pointless Circle Productions.